I thought she could do a lot better on this appearance. I thought you did really, Candace did a really good job for somebody who doesn't seem like they go on TV much. All right, Candace Owens, she is on Fox, and this is how you stay in the mix.
I think there's two different things, though. There's the political appointee who wrote the op-ed anonymously. That's somebody who President Trump chose and works for them.
But do you think that's true, though? How do we know it's not just the New York Times publishing that?
Oh, no, no.
Well, do you mean that the New York Times wrote it itself?
How do we know? That's all I'm saying is, how do we know?
I genuinely can't believe it could be a
really, it could be somebody at the Deputy Undersecretary of the such and such.
But we don't know. There is no transparency. There's no transparency whatsoever. It's anonymous.
Tesla, I mean,
we're taking this at face value.
Presenting this as a positive.
Okay, well, I would say literally when it is published as anonymous, there is no transparency. That is correct.
She's got a good point, you're saying.
She's got a real solid point there. I mean, I don't know what more to pivot the analysis around this. It's like, if you're in that media ecosystem, you can be a total fucking idiot, and your job is to just say stuff. All of which is just meant to obscure and lie and build narratives of nonsense. And that is why the only value to debating these people is actually, in fact, this is where I will go full Evo psych, is to make them look lower on the dominance hierarchy is the only worthwhile way of engaging these people. They're totally disingenuous. They're dishonest. They have no desire to get anywhere. And Tucker Carlson does it in a really sophisticated way, and Candace Owens does it in just a sort of overtly dumb way, but it's all the same thing. It's all sound, fury, and nonsense signifying nothing, and the only way to engage in it is to crush it.
Well, it's like, yeah, she retreats to a point where you can't answer it. So how do we know the New York Times didn't just decide to write a made-up thing?
How do I know that Candace Owens isn't secretly funded by the Koch brothers? How do I know that Candace Owens isn't a Congolese asset that was trained by Russian intelligence to undermine American democracy? There's no transparency here. I don't know that.
And then when you
it could be wrong. I just don't know is my point.
Yep, you get to the point and then you just emote affect. Like, how do you know?
Well, Matt, honestly, don't. But seriously, how do you know?
It's a good point.
Do we know who funds Candace Owens? Does anybody here know where Candace Owens comes from? I don't know. I haven't seen a birth certificate. I don't know where she came from. Who is she? Why is she here? I don't know. Maybe she's a really nice person. Maybe she's really good in carpools. Maybe she's a double asset for the deep state. I don't know. And I think that's the point, is we don't have a lot of transparency at Turning Points USA.
Where does that money come from?
I don't know. They don't publicly release it.
That's a fucking good point.
Right. It is a fucking good point. All I know is that Candace Owens is so bad that she couldn't even get Joe Rogan to avuncularly highly agree with her, because the shit she was saying about global warming was so patently false that it got Joe Rogan into the mode that he's in when Ruben's on, and he has to be like, no.
How do we know that when Candace Owens suggests that, say, the historical material effects of Jim Crow are done by this point in history, how do we know she's not just saying that for money?
I don't know. That's my point. She might really believe, she might actually be that unbelievably cynical and stupid, but she also might be doing it for money. And my point is, I cannot know until the process is more transparent. And my other point is to all of these people out there, the Candace Owens and the followers and all of the modern right, we can do this stuff too. We know how to play these games too. The next crop of people that you're going to be in political conflict with are not like sincere goody two-shoes West Wing people that are appalled by how much you lie. We all assume that you're unethical and disingenuous, and we will respond accordingly.
Yep, I'm literally a communist, and I don't care about your manners.